When Mr. Narayan Murthy of Infosys and Elon Musk of Tesla talk about 70 hours a week, 100 hours a week, 120 hours a week, they are talking about the productivity of individuals. They are passionate about what they do and they want to create an impact in the area where they're working. Let's switch this a little bit and understand the Pareto principle. Pareto principle says 80% of the outcomes are the 20% are the result of 20% of the causes. The similar thing applies to organization. 80% of the work is done by 20% of the workforce. When they are making a claim that you need to push and you need to enhance your productivity, enhance the outcomes, they're talking about the 80% who are not meeting or not contributing to the required outcomes. There are a lot of debates, and we can go on having conversations on this, but the underlying hard truth is that only the 20% focus on the passion, the vision, the mission of the organization, and they create for the or they contribute for the bigger cause. Now, when these kind of people make statement, there is definitely a reaction from people. What we need to understand is they are addressing people who are not mapping to their required levels. Now, everybody cannot map to any individual level. So today we're an organization of 4. Tomorrow I will be an organization of 100 or 1,000 or 10,000. I can't expect all the 10,000 to be operating at the same level as I am. However, as individuals, we can enhance our outcomes and our productivity, and that's the focus today. I'm not talking about organization productivity, but individual productivity. Over the last 6 months, I've experimented various timetables through the day for me to bring out the best in me. Few worked, few didn't work. But I want to share 4 key things which have been helping me a little bit and hope in this new year they help you too. What are the 4? The first one is having a morning routine which will keep your energies flowing through the day. These morning routines can be getting up by 5 a.m. We all know there are a lot of books and a lot of other people, coaches have mentioned all these things. Early morning start will give you a head start in the day. So I try to start my day at 4, finish my morning rituals, and then start to work for a little bit before I take a break, go for a walk, and come back. Now, the morning routine can be as per your convenience. And I will talk about what not to do in the morning routine a little later, but design it as per your convenience. Few people want to meditate, people want to work out, few people want to just start their work, get a heads up on their work. As Tim Cook says, he gets up at 3 a.m. First thing he does is checks his email and then pauses it, comes back post breakfast to reply to all the emails what he needs to do. So whatever works for you, set a morning routine which will give you the motivation for the whole day. The second most important thing is managing your energy. And let me give you an example. I'm sure you heard about Ironman. The average time to complete an Ironman is about 16 to 18 hours for everybody. But the fastest was recorded in 2021 by one Mr. Christine from Norway. He completed in 7 hours, 21 minutes, and 19 seconds, something like that. Now, in order, you will take at least 8 to 12 months of dedicated training to participate in an Ironman. I don't need to go into the nuances of Ironman, but for people who are hearing it for the first time, it starts with a 3.8 kilometers swim, followed by 180 kilometers cycling, and then 42 kilometers of marathon. So you need to complete all these things in the whole day. And usually it starts at 7 a.m. in the morning and people finish by midnight. You need 8 to 12 months of dedicated training to complete an Ironman. Just imagine starting your day at 7 with a swim of 3.8 kilometers. And by the way, the swim has a cutoff 2 hours 20 minutes. And beyond that, if you do, you're disqualified from the race. So getting a swim done, then 180 kilometer cycling, and then a marathon requires a lot of energy management. The same thing applies to people like us who are not doing, things like Ironman or endurance sports, but for people who are wanting to work and do something or create something or contribute something in a meaningful way. So plan your energy through the day. And how do you plan this energy? Energy planning, the most important thing is planning your day. And how do you plan your day? Work it out in productive zones. So, productive zones can range between 60 to 90 minutes. And if you can do 6 productive zones, trust me, you are touching 10 to 12, 10 to 11 hours of productive day, which is more than enough for individuals to do whatever they want to do. And when people make these statements of 70 hours, 120 hours, they club a lot of things together. Now, I'm removing those other things. I'm removing meetings, or meetings are very important. I'm not denying the fact, but I'm removing a couple of things, or averaging out the time there and just talking about your personal work or your personal contribution to what you're doing. For example, if you are an author trying to write a book, the number of hours you sit dedicatedly to write a book is what counts, not the other times when you're doing research and things like that. Also is work, but you have to average that at less. But predominant focus comes into actual writing. Same way, plan your day in sprints. You want to call them productive zones, whatever the name you want to give, you can give it, but design. So I typically start in the morning with a 60-minute productive zone. Then there is a 2-hour break before I get to work, and then I do two 90 minutes, then lunch break, and then do either 190 and 160 or two 90s based on what I need to do. This helps me to get the best out of me. So plan your energy so that it does not impact the outcome through the day. And that is very important when you start your day energetically by doing what you love or what matters to you the most. The next one is ensuring you are having digital discipline. Now, what is digital discipline? Today we are overloaded. Our laptop, our phone, WhatsApp, Telegram, messaging, calls, social media. There are a lot of things which go in. Here is the tip. I use an app called Motion. I think it's usemotion.app is the website. I'll leave the link below. This basically allows me to plan my day automatically. Now, what that means is my calendars are integrated into the app, and whenever I remember or want to do a task, I just create a task on Motion. What it does is it automatically arranges it throughout the day for me so that I don't miss the task, and there is a dedicated time allocated for that task. For example, for instance, if your day is full and the task cannot be done, it will be scheduled for tomorrow, and you can tell it it's hard timeline, I have to complete it today, so it will try to fit into your schedule. So use something like this, put it on calendar. I'm going to use this half an hour for social media, this 1 hour for LinkedIn. Yeah, people who are entrepreneurs, who want to have the networking, who want to see what the world is doing, who want to get prospective clients. LinkedIn is today one of the most important B2B sales avenues. So you want to spend time there and dedicate some time for LinkedIn. So, like this, plan your day in such a way that it does not interfere and you don't get confused and you don't go back in reactions. Second thing is when you're in your productive zone, which is nothing but your sprints, keep your phones in silent. Do not check your phone. Do not pick any call. Yes, I do understand picking a client call is important and you need to answer back. Otherwise, it does not look good and the satisfaction levels come down. Here is what I do. I keep my personal phone and my professional phone separate, and my personal phone is predominantly in silent mode through the day. And if the phone is ringing and if it vibrates, I pick it up. Otherwise, I don't. I'll call back the person who was calling me back. The professional phone is where it's important, where you only have clients or your team members calling you for something. If it's team members, look at the priority and respond back to them later. But if it's a client, you need to pick the phone and talk to them. If you can have this discipline, and trust me, it does not happen overnight. If you want to start as a new year resolution from tomorrow, it might not happen. So I would say pick small bits and pieces from all these four aspects and try to start implementing. Start with a morning routine. If you're getting up at 7, try getting up at 6:30. Practice that for 21 days, then move it to 6, then move it to 5, something like that. And today, if you're haphazardly seeing the phone, try to control the urge to look at the phone. So it's not very difficult in terms of managing that. It's all in our minds and it's all in our mindset. Yes, today the distractions are too many. Pulling ourselves together will give out the required output of your productivity, and that makes an impact. Here's wishing you a happy new year and hope you enhance your productivity this year and see great new heights and success in whatever you do.